Hey everybody, happy Saturday, and I'm Kelly Sue with Cleopatra Art Studios, and I am painting the Biggie Box project. So every other month we put out a subscription art box, and the Biggie Box has 3 projects. The Artsy Box has 2, and the third project, so the big unveil, is the 4-layer family sign, and I'm super excited to paint it real quick. And we're releasing all the projects tomorrow, so we wanted to have a nice picture of this. So there are 4 projects. It's pretty simple. You paint the back, you paint the, I can't remember what this is called, like quadrifoil. This cutout, it's very kind of Moroccan and very always in, like, what is it called, in season. A really nice family font, and the frame. Super excited. I know I say this every month, but I really, really love the projects this month. The theme is family, so hello. And since my family's here at home with me, I'm gonna hope that everyone's gonna be quiet. So let's get started, paint in the back. So the projects, we have a really cool country stand and a tiered tray set, and these are the colors that are inspired my tiered tray. So I'm gonna kind of use the same colors so that they look really good together with the country stand. So when you join, just say hey, and hopefully I'll be able to see your comments. Boom. With it being Saturday, who knows? Okay, so I was thinking I didn't really want white for my background. This is kind of similar to our Freedom project we had over the summer, but it says family, and I really love it. Super popular project. So I was like, what if, and then I had to beg somebody, like, can you please make this for my people? So this is my, I'm splattered everywhere. I'm just kind of having fun. This is my variation of cream or buttermilk from Deco Artist, very similar if you're looking for the same. But honestly, you know, there's 100 ladies in our art box subscription, and they're all gonna do something different. It's gonna blow your mind what everybody does. And I'm just gonna make it easy and make it look similar to the background of my tier tray. So hopefully you're having a great weekend. And I was like, well, let's just do this now. It was do this now or do it tomorrow on Sunday. Lord knows you got enough to do on Sunday. And you can paint that several times, blow dry it, giddy up on it. So sweet. Okay, so I'm gonna put that aside. The next color, I'm going back and forth between seafoam. And what I like about this one is that the connections are pretty thick and sturdy, so it really gives a lot of body to this project. Okay, I want my family to be in our terracotta and the watermelon mixture. So I think I'm gonna go with a really deep green for this quadrifoil. I hope I'm saying that right. You can use a sponge on this. I probably would, or a sponge brush, because all these little nooks and crannies are just gonna eat up a really good paintbrush. So obviously don't use your good paintbrushes for painting on wood. I just wouldn't do it. Let me put that aside. Okay, so I might just mix a few colors. So here's our Tell Me About It. And it's really beautiful just the way it is, but I'm complicated. I always have been. So I think I'm gonna throw a little silver metallic color in there. And if I don't like this, I can just throw in some green, or what I can do is just change my color. It's just paint, guys. Kind of like it though. Let me make up a big old mess, because the sponge eats up some of the paint. The paper is eating up some of the paint, so I'm trying to keep my circle small. So the reason I use silver instead of like white is now I'm not real pastel-y. I still have some depth to it. I'm really excited about that. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I know you got 100 things to do today. And I picked the easiest project actually to record today. So let's check it out, see what we get. So I'm gonna load my sponge and offload it. Dig in the metallic, the shimmer. That's looking pretty good. Super thankful and happy that I didn't use like a pure white for my background. I just used a color very similar to buttermilk, so a yellowish, brownish cream. So really light on that. Look at this little design we're getting. And I know it was just on yesterday, but when our Biggie Box comes out, we have a lot of projects that we are recording for. And I like to get on and make sure people have a resource. We don't want you to have to paint alone if you're not wanting to. What do you think about that? I'm thinking that looks pretty cool. Believe it or not, it's not, you know, like a Bahama teal. It's luscious. Yep, I said it. Must be hungry. So Sean and Megan are here for dinner tonight, and they got to pick dinner. And what do you guys think they picked? I don't know that you'll guess. You think they'd pick like steak or something fancy? I'm just holding this down so it's not gonna annoy everyone that's listening, because it's gonna, you know, bounce a couple times. So this side's already dry. Hey, Christy. So nice of you to check in with us. And I think we chatted earlier this week. Perfect. So this is one of the projects. This is our Biggie Box project, meaning people that are getting the artsy box unless they upgrade. Because a lot of times people are like, oh, I want that project. FOMO. They upgrade. Unless they upgrade, they don't get this project. So this is for our Biggie Box. And if you're just checking in, it's a family. It's got a back to it. It's just over here. It's a family shelf sitting sign. I'm so glad I didn't go white with the background. I could paint this 100 times. 100 different ways. Love it. I'm just going with my colors. And some of the ladies, you know, they copy exactly until they find their own style, which doesn't take long at all. So I'm just quickly going over it one more time. So my kids, Megan and his girlfriend, Sean and his girlfriend, Megan, they get to pick dinner tonight. No, we're not eating out. We don't eat out very often. Who has time for that? Fast food's not even fast anymore. They picked, or I should say Sean picked, we call it dip sandwiches, where we make this really decadent kind of a French dip sandwich. Except he likes to eat his with homemade French onion soup dip. You know, like, I guess I should just call it French onion dip, not French onion soup dip on it. And then he complains that he has a bellyache all night. That kid. Okay. So I wonder if you guys can see that there's some shimmer on here. Check it out. Okay. My computer or my thingy is way behind. So it's probably just crappy internet today. Hopefully it'll catch up. So I'm using our fashion color. It's Tell Me About It. It's kind of a deep greenish teal. And then I just mixed Craft Smart Silver. It's a metallic in it. And it dulled it down a little so it wasn't so bright without causing it to be pastel-y. And then that shimmer is just an added bonus, guys. Love it. And it's not glitter. I didn't glitter this one up. And this design is called quadrifoil, and it's because there's like 4 corners foil. I don't know. I'm guessing they maybe used something similar when the 3 Musketeers were fighting with blades, because that's what I was thinking is the foil. All right, so not to be too far out there, but I was thinking that I would do a very similar peachy, sherbety color that I used here for my home truck insert, and then I'd do black. But I wasn't gonna just do black like Mars black. I have a black metallic, and I like it'll kind of tie in without being super intense. So you see how quickly this one goes? It kind of makes up for the fact that the stand has a lot of moving pieces on it. I'm gonna pop out of here super fast. There we go. You know, on the replay, this Tell Me About It looks a little pastel-y, but I promise you it's not. And honestly, you guys can do yours any color you want. This is gonna be black, that's gonna be easy peasy. And then you don't have to paint the frame because the next layer will cover it up. So don't you love these fun, super easy projects that you can get done pretty quickly? The only thing I wish, and I don't know that I can fix it, is that I wish the font I had, the F, it doesn't quite come up here. So it's a little weak there. So this is what I want you to do when you're painting this. If you're watching the replay, don't hold it up and paint it like this, because that's a weak spot. Make sure you're just holding it down. Once you glue it together, it'll be fine. It's just a pretty font. I didn't really want to mess with it too much. Okay, so here's our watermelon. This is our Fashion Color watermelon. I used it for the watermelon sign. And then I have my terracotta. And I think I'm just gonna mix them together, see what I get. If I don't love it, maybe we shimmer it up. Actually, I've tried adding silver to either one of these, and it does dull them quite a bit, which makes sense because it's on the opposite, silver's on the opposite side of the color wheel. I think we could go a little bit lighter. I don't know. That's not too bad. You guys, it's just paint. If I don't love it, I'll change it, and it's okay. Just using my sponges, and I don't need a whole one, and I like to be a little thrifty, so I have a piece of sponge to paint tomorrow with. So I'm just gonna go in. Remember, you don't have to do the frame, but why not, right? So I'm gonna go in and see if I like this before I commit to it too much. This would be really pretty in whatever color you are painting your kitchen. You guys remember when grays were really popular a couple of years ago? Like everything in a kitchen was gray, 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 gray. And now it's white and that, not gold, and it's not really brass. It's almost like my 1980s kitchen has come back around. Except it's got oak cabinets, so almost, shoot. Almost. Okay, so I'm just gonna place this. I'm making sure I'm clean. I'm gonna place this on my quadrifoil and see if I like it. So from the replay, I'm seeing where it looks really, really pink, and that's not the case. It almost looks like magenta or fuchsia, and that's not the case in real life. I'm not hating it per se. Let me go ahead and layer all of them. Put it on the cream. It does look a little pastel-y, and I can't see comments to see what you guys are saying. Absolutely can't stand it. Please do again. Oh my gosh, it looks like watermelon. It kind of does now that you mention it. It's kind of looking a little like watermelon, but that's okay. I'm just showing you how easy it is to paint. And like I said, you can paint the edges of the trim, but it's not necessary. Now, I just can't get the watermelon out of my mind, and it's okay. I just wanted it to go with some of my other projects that I have going on right now. So let me paint the border. And this is kind of where it can all tie together because I'm using a very neutral color. I'm using black, metallic black from Artist Loft. You can get this at Michael's, or if you live close to me, ask for a squeeze. And what I like about it is it's almost charcoal, super dark gray, rather than black. But, you know, hey, knock yourself out. Metallics tend to be a little sheer, typically. So you might have to paint it black first. It's not too bad, guys. Or a dark gray would kind of give you a really good coverage. And then I do want to point out, because it's a larger piece, there's a little bow or some play in it. When you glue this together, put a cooking sheet on top, couple bottles of vodka or vino de la casa, no judging, and just let it sit. And then once the glue sets, you're gonna be golden pony boy. Love it. Guess I could just go like that. I'm very happy that I went with the metallic black because it's not as shiny. Now, let's say you want to shine it up. And as long as you don't use a lot of white, you could go down and get the triple thick from Krylon. It's a nice spray. If you used a lot of white, I would recommend you get the Minwax Polycrylic. And I have them both under my desk, but the desk it's crying out for a little clean job. And I gotta tell you, I typically get gloss when I get the Minwax, and it is not glossy at all. It's kind of like it's not even a shiny satin, more like a satin. It's like, get with it, Minwax. Okay, so I love that. I love that. I love that. Let's put it together and see if that helped. All I can see is, okay, that helped. I'm still seeing watermelon. I really, really am. But there's some things I can do. I kind of like that design. There's some things I can do. Remember, this was my inspiration piece. And now I can see that I don't have enough orange in my watermelon color. So I can swap that around and that would help. But honestly, it's fine. And then after you glue it, I would recommend you just come in with either black or whatever, and then paint the edges. So because it is 1 inch thick, it will stand on its own. We do call them a little bit of a leaner, so I just have it sitting near the kitchen counter or wherever you're gonna have it, on your mantle, on your table, as part of your table display. And then it's just really pretty. I like that design. I think since it didn't take us any time at all, I think I'm gonna have you guys hang out with me for a minute while I change. I am gonna try the silver and see. I kind of remember it made things a little drab, but sometimes it's good to remind myself. Yeah, it does brown it up a little bit. It really does. Oof. It looks similar, but when you're on the TV or whatever you're watching with, but in person, it's a little bit off-putting. So of course I'm gonna say, hey, let's give it a go. Let's try it. There we go. Or maybe you loved the watermelon. Probably not. Sometimes, you know, I can have all the plans in the world, but I'm a very visual person, as I'm sure you are too. Or you wouldn't be chilling out, hanging, watching. Sometimes I have to see. Even though I know the art rolls, sometimes I've gotta see if I can't break them. Well, that was all watermelon. Let's see if this is any better. Okay. So what are you gonna do? What kind of glue are you gonna use? You could use super glue on this. This would be a good one to use super glue on. Okay, so it's not as So something's a little blurry on the camera today. This might be my replay. It's not as watermelon-y, but you may not want to pick these colors. So maybe you do, maybe you don't. But again, I wanted mine to look very cool next to some of my other projects that are in the box. Okay, so here's that Krylon triple thick clear glaze. Take it outside to spray it, or somebody's gonna be a little high in your house tonight, just saying. Or the Minwax polyacrylic. It says, well, this one says satin, just because I grabbed the wrong one, but it honestly doesn't look much different than the clear. But it gives your artwork a little protection. And then I'm gonna use my Type Bond Quick and Thick. And I'm going to probably paint this a second time before I put it together. But thanks so much for watching tonight. And if you signed up for the art box, your payment already went through. And just a reminder, we like to send them out around the 15th. I kind of have a feeling it might be a little early this month. So just because it seems like John's kicking it pretty good with the third laser over there. And if you haven't signed up for it, we are taking a few more people. Not a big ton of them, but a nice round number that I have in my head. But anyway, if it's your first month, make sure you use that 20% off discount that's on the website. Anyway, have a good day. Thanks for watching and happy Saturday.